Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy, Pigskin Pete. Happy Friday to everybody. This was an unplanned video, but I figure I have a few minutes. So let's take a look at some comments. If you guys have been following me for this season or last season, I do a lot of these comment videos. I did a couple on Ohio State fans, and I've done one already on LSU fans. The last one I didn't just go and read the live comments. I actually picked the comments, and I got some people upset with me about that, saying, oh, you picked all the bad comments. So I won't do that. I'll go into my app today, and I'll read the good and the bad. But look, I feel like I have been way more than fair to LSU fans. Probably more fair than to any other team that we've faced since I've been on YouTube. As far as the trash talking and all of that. Now, listen, I gave Ohio State a real hard time. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I know some Ohio State people. I don't really know any LSU people personally. Also, we have a recent history in the playoffs, and this whole Clemson is your daddy for Ohio State. That's something that I've been saying before I was even ever on YouTube, and so I just kind of brought that over. But this is really my first dealing with LSU fans in a championship type setting. I did go to the Peach Bowl game between Clemson and LSU. What was that? 2012 in Atlanta on New Year's Eve. I had a great time. Partied with some LSU fans. My wife and we had a great time. But other than that, I really don't have any contact with LSU fans. But for a YouTube channel like mine, where I do a lot of trash talking, I have not really trash talked LSU that much. But the respect is not being reciprocated on my end. Listen, some of you are fine. A lot of you guys are just completely delusional, and you're showing that you haven't been in a playoff setting in the playoff era before. Alabama fans were a cakewalk compared to you people. Look, again, it's not all of you, but a lot of you guys, they're anything short of telling you guys that Joe Burrow is Jesus and he can walk on water is not good enough for you. You guys are forgetting a very, very important fact. Clemson is the kings of college football. Does that mean that Clemson's going to win this football game? No. But to suggest that Clemson is going to get blown out in this game is asinine. It's asinine. But we're going to go ahead and read some of the comments. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Hold on a second. I don't know what I'm doing here. All right. So this is the app. I can't zoom in. If you can't read it, I'm sorry. But I'll read them. So these are the most recent ones that have come up. All the comments for any of the videos that I've posted. And the first one here, I don't think I've seen this one yet. Jim Williams says, "Watch this, you goof. The commentary is indisputable, and now we are forced to watch Clemson, a comparatively vastly less talented team, than get blasted on Monday night instead of watch the rightful champion, the Ohio State University, be crowned as national champions." First of all, you're not even in this discussion anymore, Jim. I'm not going to click on your link. I could care less about what you're trying to point out to me. Go cry somewhere about it. Clemson is your daddy. You got beat. Now, all they want to talk about is the ref calls in this game. They don't want to talk about not being able to stop Clemson's offense for 33 minutes of the game. They don't want to talk about Clemson outplaying them on defense during the entire second half. More sacks, more tackles for loss, 2 interceptions. These are the biggest crybabies in the world. But anyway, I'm done with Ohio State. On to bigger and better things. LSU Tiger Cat. She's one of my favorite LSU fans. I'm not going to read her comment here. She's just basically saying she thinks it's going to be a great game. Good luck. And she's a fan. So thank you, Tiger Cat. You're a classy lady. Kathy Hanny, or Hani, I don't know how you pronounce that. LSU will win the game. They are unstoppable. LSU is unstoppable, everybody. They're unstoppable except for whenever they play Vanderbilt, Texas, Alabama, and Ole Miss. Other than that, though, they're clearly unstoppable. And you can see my response to that was, no one is unstoppable. LSU has to stop Clemson, too. That's the one thing that these people are forgetting. They act like Clemson's offense is a bunch of scrubs. They don't realize they have to stop that offense, too. Larry Wimberly. Monday night cannot come fast enough. Well, I agree with that. David M. says Clemson has a much better running back than LSU, or running attack than LSU. I have a feeling that the team with more balanced attack wins this one. Go Tigers, and he's talking about Clemson. I don't know about much better. I mean, Joe Burrow is a great runner. Trevor Lawrence is obviously a great runner. Etienne's a great runner. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire, whatever his name is. Yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is also a great runner. So, I think offensively, these are two very evenly matched teams. So, listen, I'd rather have Etienne than their running back. I'd rather have Lawrence than Burrow, as great of a season as Burrow had. But I still think that, you're splitting hairs with the offense. But I do agree with you that I think the more balanced attack, because Clemson's more balanced as far as running and passing, and LSU is clearly a pass-heavy team compared to Clemson. Leonard Clements, Clemson fan since 1965. I have seen it all. Clemson team is by far the best team I have ever seen. Last year's Clemson team was pretty great. So, yeah, I don't know. They're both great, but we'll see. We'll see what happens on Monday. Terry LeGrand, Clemson 38-31. Mark it down. I hope you're right, Terry. And that's more in the range of what I think is going to happen. 38-31, 40-35, something in that range, no matter who wins. Okay. But yeah, I think that's about right. I think it's going to be a shootout, high scoring, but close game. James Matthews, knowing LSU like I do, there is only one way to beat them, period. And I don't think Clemson has the dogs to do it. Right, see here, this is what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know James. I don't think I've ever seen him comment on the channel before. He's entitled to his opinion. But this notion, and he's just a microcosm of what I've seen hundreds of comments from LSU fans say. Clemson doesn't have the dogs to do it. James, what have you been watching in college football for the past decade for you to suggest that Clemson doesn't have the dogs to compete with Alabama or with LSU? You have to sack Burrow. Do you? Not pressure him, he says. Not force him from the pocket. Sack him often. If I'm Brent Venables, my game plan is to try to get LSU in third and mediums and find a way to get home on blitz every time. Well, I agree with that because if you don't get Burrow on the ground, it's going to be a long day. I do agree that you have to disrupt Burrow and pressure him. I don't agree that you have to sack him every time, though. You have to force him into bad throws. The defensive backs have to make plays. There's more to this game than just what Burrow can do. There is a team on the other side of the football that can make plays on the back end as well. So I don't agree with that. And I think the same goes for LSU's defense against Trevor Lawrence. I think it's a mirror image in that way. North Side, Lafayette, Louisiana. The writing is on the wall, and people can't see it, and I don't need to dig deep into this debate. I just dive straight into my prediction, 49-31. See, he doesn't want to debate about it. The writing's on the wall, and everyone can see it except for me, apparently. And it's 49-31 Clemson. That's a genius analysis there, sir. Thank you. James Matthews, again, I think. Joe Burrow, 5,000 passing yards, 55 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 77% pass completion. You can't stop him. I'm sorry, but you can't. Venables will get embarrassed. Okay. Venables will get embarrassed. I love Trevor Lawrence and Dabo, but dude, Joe Burrow is basically an NFL quarterback in an NFL offense going against Tanner, tight hips Muse, and Isaiah can't cover everybody Simmons. Well, that might be the dumbest two sentences in this video by a long shot. Joe Burrow is basically an NFL quarterback. If Trevor Lawrence was to come out this year with Joe Burrow, he'd be picked ahead of him. Period. So you're suggesting that Clemson doesn't have an NFL quarterback as well? In an NFL offense, you're suggesting that Clemson doesn't have an NFL offense? When literally everybody on that offense that's starting is going to be drafted in the NFL? Going against Tanner tight hips Muse. Okay, well. And Isaiah can't cover everybody Simmons. Well, Isaiah Simmons doesn't have to cover everybody. We've got A.J. Terrell. We've got Kayvon Wallace. We've got Darian Kendrick. We've got Nolan Turner. We've got Isaiah Simmons. We've got James Skalski. He doesn't have to cover everybody. Good luck. Well, good luck to you too, sir. You know what you sound like? I apologize for telling you the painful truth. Oh, here comes the painful truth from James. I'm sure it's going to be really painful, whatever he's about to say. You are law-tied before Clemson slaughtered Alabama. I don't even know what that means. But you think you can't get blown out? No, I don't. The fact that you think that we can is troubling to me. I will be shocked if you don't get blown out. I'm not sure how good Lawrence is because Clemson's offense doesn't use Lawrence to his potential. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, I get accused of being a homer a lot on here, and I even admit to being one. But you guys take it to a whole nother level. He's not sure how good Lawrence is because Clemson's offense doesn't use Lawrence to his potential. Does this guy not realize that Clemson is scoring 3 points on average less per game than LSU is? Does this guy not realize that Lawrence hasn't lost a football game since he was in high school? Does this guy not realize that Lawrence has a national championship ring on as a true freshman? Does this guy not realize that Lawrence is considered by many people in the business who get paid a lot of money to evaluate talent to be maybe the best quarterback prospect to ever come out at his age? That's just the facts. No, that's definitely not facts, sir. Definitely not facts. That's your facts. That's another reason you get blown out. Here we go with the blown out again. You don't have the offensive scheme to keep up with LSU. Jesus Christ. You know, I think, is this the same guy that just left a comment a couple of minutes ago? Hold on, let me go back. That first one was somewhat rational. Yes, James Matthews, same guy. The first one was somewhat rational. This one's completely delusional. You've gone off the deep end, sir. We might go 8-4 next year, but this year we got one of the greatest college quarterbacks to ever lace them up. So James is a prime example of somebody who's an LSU fan, obviously. And clearly he hasn't watched Clemson if at all. He hasn't watched them very much, if at all. He's really only watched LSU to make all those statements. Mafu says 45-27, Clemson wins. Yeah, I disagree with that, but that's obviously a Clemson fan. Ohio State was better than LSU. Big Ten was better than the SEC. I don't know. I think that LSU and Ohio State are comparable talent-wise. So I don't know about that. Big Ten was better than the SEC. That's debatable. I mean, the conference debate is something you can never win. Alabama got a good matchup in their bowl because Wisconsin and Minnesota were better. Okay. See you, Tiger. Hey, enjoy your videos. Question: what are those two American flags on the wall behind you? Just curious to know. Can't really see on the video. Thanks. Go Tigers. All right. So, yeah, hold on a second real quick. I got something for you. So he's obviously referring to these two pictures right here. You see the one American flag that's backwards and the other one down there. You can't see you can't see the detail in them from your screen. So what I did is I took a picture of them and I'll show you them. Let me tell you the story about them first. So a couple of years ago, my wife was looking for a gift for me for my birthday. It was 2 or 3 years ago. And she knows this guy that we went to high school with, who is also a United States Marine, and he's an artist. And he was selling drawings, custom drawings, like on Facebook. And so she told him, I'm looking for a gift for my husband for his birthday. And he's really, he's very patriotic. And he's very into both Clemson football and Carolina Panther football. So she said, just incorporate, the American theme and the football themes and come up with something to draw, and I'll give it to him. So this is what he came up with, and these are amazing. These are hand-drawn pictures by this guy. The first one is the Carolina Panther one, which you can see is obviously an American flag with the Panther on there, which is awesome. And this one right here. Now, I don't know what happened. You can't see the C on Clemson on the bottom. But this one is awesome. I mean, look at the detail on the tiger. And this is right after the 2016 national championship when they won. So he's got the national championship logo on there and the tiger. And a lot of people have asked me, why is the American flag backwards? Well, apparently that's a Marine Corps thing. I didn't know that until he told me that. But they display the American flag backwards. So anyway, that's really cool. So who was the guy that asked me that? Hold on. It was CU Tiger. CU Tiger. So there you go. I've had a couple of people ask me about that, so I figured I'd go ahead and let you guys know what that was about. Anyways, I would love to keep reading these, and I could probably read these all night, but I don't have time. This was just an impromptu video here, so thank you guys for joining me. I'll be doing a live stream either tonight or maybe if I don't have time to do a call-in show tonight, I'll do one sometime this weekend before the game happens on Monday to give you LSU fans and Clemson fans or whoever a chance to call in and talk to me one final time before the big game. All right, guys. Thanks for the comments. All you guys that commented, thank you. Keep the comments coming. Hit the like and subscribe button. You know the deal. Have a great day. Pigskin Pete is checking out.